I'm Ryan, and this is Roles in the Family, and I welcome you to join me today for a full playthrough of the solo game Final Girl. We're going to jump into this quickly, but two disclaimers up front. First of all, this is a game about horror, a final girl getting hunted, in this case, literally hunted by the hunter, killer. So consider this a content advisory that I'm not sure what kind of mature topics may come up in the cards in the game. So maybe just go into that aware of it. Secondly, I'm not going to be teaching how to play Final Girl, but even if you don't know how to play Final Girl at all, you may still find this very entertaining. The game lends itself well to a lot of narrative, and you'll be able to tell what's going on, the type of decisions that I'm weighing as I narrate my turns, and you'll probably learn a lot about how the game is actually played. But with that out of the way, let's jump into this and kind of set the stage for what we've got with this particular setup. We are playing in Utopia, which is kind of this, run-down mountain desert outpost thing, kind of a town. You got the general store and a water tower and a bunker, and so you can kind of get the feel here. Kind of the big things on this particular location is at the end of every killer phase, we need to draw 2 sand snakes cards, because apparently there are giant sand snakes that emerge out of the ground and will devour things that are at those locations. And so the only way you really know you're safe from these sand snakes is if you're in one of the 3 spaces that are marked as rock outcrops. So there's some risk to staying out in the open, but this could also help us. It could potentially hurt the enemy. And there also is the potential for like sinkholes to appear and also kill people and permanently remove spaces from the map. So kind of some danger built into the landscape here. And we're going to be playing against the Hunter, which is basically Terminator. Think Terminator 2 Judgment Day, where we are going to have the first Hunter coming, who's here on the map. The Mark V is going to be specifically trying to hunt me down. The Mark V does not care about destroying all these innocent victims. In fact, unlike any other killer in Final Girl, when victims die, the bloodlust isn't even going to go up for the Hunter. He couldn't really care any less about that. He just wants to kill me. Instead, his bloodlust will go up if either I attack him or he hurts me. I think if either of us hurt each other, it's like his cybernetic brain is learning from the experience, and his bloodlust is going to go up. Now, at the beginning of the game here, this giant beefy health track is not for the Mark V. Rather, there's kind of these cybernetic parts on here. There's actually 3 of them, and then some little counter tokens that I'll explain. And the way I can defeat the Mark V is by getting rid of those 3 parts off of him. And so to do that, that takes 2 damage. If I can hit him for 2 damage in a turn, then one of those cybernetic parts is going to fall off in a random direction from him. If I can get all 3 off, that'll disable the Mark V. And then I can actually pick up the cybernetic parts that were dropped and bring them back to the Mark V to repair him, essentially, so that the Mark V can then be an ally of mine, which may prove to be very important because coming down the pipeline is the Mark X, is guaranteed to come out at some point in the game, either because I take a long time to take care of the Mark V and we get all the way down in the terror deck to a card that's in the bottom 3 cards that'll bring out the Mark X, or after we get the 3 cybernetic parts off, there's basically 2 tokens that'll be a 2-turn timer, and then the Mark X is going to come out. And ultimately, we must defeat the Mark X, which has a lot of health at 15, and that's where getting the Mark V as an ally could potentially help us a lot there. Additional setup things, I am playing with a random signature action card. So in this particular game, we have Scavenge, which gives us a way to actually acquire random cards that are out of play. Which could be big here because I'm looking at our starting items and not seeing any weapons, I'm seeing some kind of protective things. But maybe that's a way we could, make a Hail Mary for some items that could help us out. I'm also playing with Kenzie, who has the Final Girl ability of once during each planning phase, I can take all copies of a single named action card for the price of 1. So cards like Guard and Sprint and all of these, and even like Distraction. Anything there's 2 of, if I buy one of them, I could grab both. So that's a very nice ability if we can get 5 victims saved. With that, let's get this show on the road and open this up with our initial event card. Stalkers. When this event is revealed, immediately shuffle the Sand Snake discard pile back into the deck. When drawing for Sand Snakes, resolve 3 snake cards instead of 2. If all 3 would result in a victim death, you may choose 1 to ignore. So right out of the gate, Sand Snakes are going to be more present in our game. We're always going to be drawing 3 of them. If I get, unlucky and it's going to hit 3 victims, it sounds like I can ignore 1. But that does put me at more risk of getting hit. It does put the killer at more risk of getting hit. So maybe that'll help us out. Although, I don't know that it does enough damage to take care of his cybernetic parts. So it's probably not going to help much on the Mark V. It could help eventually on the Mark X. So we are headed into our first action phase here, and we got to kind of decide what our priorities are. We are starting at a horror of 5, which we really would like to reverse as soon as possible to get to where we could be getting to some more dice. But I got to kind of think of what our path is to maybe saving some victims here. We came in on the Jeep Trail, and there's kind of a path here to this rock outcropping, or this one's 2 away. I guess this one's 3 away. So there's kind of this path I could take and maybe try to search at the sheep farm. Canned chili is a nice protection against sandworms. But I'm kind of wondering if maybe the faster route here... Kenzie's got a couple for saving that either move spaces or reduce horror, which could be good here right out of the gate. So I'm kind of thinking we open up with a walk and see where it gets us. Oh, man, we are coming out swinging. Hopefully this is good omens of where this game's going to go. I have a double success. It's actually going to give me 2 movement for just 1 time. I'm going to get all the way to this rock outcropping. I don't actually know if Mountain Pass is vulnerable to the Sand Snakes. I'm going to guess it is, because I think the rock spaces are the only ones that are not. So the question is, do we sit tight here in this safe spot? I mean, relatively safe. We've also got the killer right here. But we could do some focusing, and then maybe next turn we go to the Mountain Pass to actually save the victims. Or we just say, maybe we just go to the Mountain Pass and not worry about it, but that is putting us at a certain level of risk. I'm gonna start focusing. I like the idea of getting our horror in better shape. So that's gonna be 1 time for 1 horror reduction. I think we do another one. We would have to give up 2. I think we're okay doing that. A weak rest and a short rest and a weak attack to lose a time and reduce horror by another 1. So some good initial work on horror. I think we'll keep this walk card and head into the planning phase with 3 to spend. Now, walk is really all we need to get to the Mountain Pass. We could start getting a sprint on. Something like a distraction could be nice. I mean, if we could just really get to 3 dice, but then I do have very limited cards. I kind of like the idea of getting 2 cards so that we have that flexibility with our walk. So there's something to be said that I could get attacked. He's not that strong right now, though, so I'm not overly concerned. So maybe we pick up a sprint and a close call. We'll work with that. So with that, we are going to be heading to the killer phase, and our hunter friend is going specifically for us, but only with a movement of 1. So he's just coming here, and then he is going to kill this poor victim in the scrapyard, but that is not going to increase bloodlust because he doesn't care. It was just collateral on his way to me, terrified, hiding in this rock outcropping. So that is it for his normal action. We're going to head into terror. Terminate Mark V. If the Mark X and the Mark V are both not on the board, I think they mean not both on the board, discard and draw the next terror card. So this would actually cause the Mark X to go after the Mark V specifically. We are not yet at that point in the game. So we are drawing another terror card instead. System reboot. If the Mark V is the active killer, place an additional cybernetic parts token on its stack. Well, that's great. And by great, I mean not very great. So we're going to add one here. Now, there's the upside that does mean there's more parts that we could repair them with, potentially give them more health, but I think that is definitely trying to look with a silver lining here. That is mostly bad. So at this point, we have sand snakes, which, because they are stalkers, we're going to draw 3 of these. So we've got a sand snake attacks on your space, but if you're in a rock, you discard with no effect. I didn't even know these existed, ones that target me specifically. But that is great news that we hit out in the rocks. Then we got a sand snake attacking at Old Road, which is right here. Nobody is there. You almost want to like keep these to where you can see which ones have been drawn, but maybe I'll remember. And the last one, electrical tower. Let's see. Where is the electrical tower? Am I blind? At the electrical tower. Electrical tower. This guy. He was perfectly standing on the electrical tower. He is going to get destroyed. Now, playing the hunter on this map is actually somewhat favorable because all these sand snakes that are eating victims doesn't really hurt me because he doesn't care. In most games, that would be shooting up the bloodlust. But with that, we are heading into a new round, and we don't have a lot of cards to work with. But I think we want to just get these people out and get a space away so that he doesn't catch up to me this turn. So let's hit it with a walk. Okay, I like. Do we boost it to an additional movement? It would cost me both these versus keeping the sprint and having a close call to go with it. I might keep it. I might be able to squeeze more movement out of that. It's a little risky. But we're just going to take the 1 success and get these 2 victims out. Now, what do we care about? I think we want the horror reduction because I really am trying to pull that over there. And then I think we take a movement and start getting on our way. We're going to be exposed here unless I get an amazing sprint, which is possible. In fact, if I don't take the horror reduction now, I could get to where my sprint has a pretty good chance of getting me to that bunker or to the rocks. Maybe we do that. Maybe we hold off on the horror. And instead, we are going to take double move to get all the way to Old Road so that hopefully our sprint gets us the rest of the way here. Run for your life, Kenzie. We just need 1 success. 1 success. We got our 1 success and we don't even need to use close call. So that is going to be a time to go 2 spaces. We should be safe again, and we're in a really good position to shuttle those on out of there. And Mr. Hunter's far away. Now, granted, we probably want to be making some progress on that, but I don't have any weapons or anything. Maybe it's a good time to scavenge. So let's look here. We've got 4 to spend. I'm going to get these 0 costs back, which includes a walk, which is all I technically need. I kind of like the idea of getting a scavenge and see what we get. Because depending on that could change our whole strategy depending on the item we pull from out of play. So for 4, I'm going to get a scavenge and a close call. And we're going to head into the killer phase. He is just slowly trying to get to me. Closest path here is probably a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, man, this map is actually a little hard. You got to be careful not to think. There's things that look like they should be adjacent that aren't. So yeah, I think he's going to come this way. I think that is. Oh, that isn't direct. That's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this was the path that was 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually, it's shorter for him to go to the rocks, which means he's going to also be safe from these worms. which is fine because he can't even get hurt by them. So let's head to our terror card. Oh, advanced AI. That's great. That's going to be more health for our final guy. Whenever bloodlust increases because the hunter inflicted damage to you or an ally, increase bloodlust an additional time. Not my favorite, but at the same time, nothing bad happened. But I tell you, Mark X is sitting at 17 health. We're going to have to come up with a plan. Like, we're going to have to plan on repairing the Mark V, but we're going to need something else. I'm hoping for a real good scavenge here. But let's see what our sand snakes have to say about it. Sheep farm, nobody's there. At the house. Sorry, dude. Which that actually is kind of annoying because that was my closest other one to get my 5th person to unlock Kenzie's ability. So that's a bummer. And then the scrapyard. Nobody is in the scrapyard. Okay. And then in the up, I don't think there's anything else in the upkeep here. So we're in a new round. What are our priorities? We certainly, I think we get these people out because we could get one of our horror reduction and then we could focus for the other one and then we can scavenge hopefully with 3 dice. It's kind of what I'm thinking. So let's do, or I focus twice right away so that I hopefully for the walk get 3 dice. You know, that isn't the worst idea. And then this horror would just really secure our position there. I'm hoping I don't have to spend cards here. I'm hoping I get a natural. Oh, buddy. Here we go, Kenzie. That is going to be 2-time and a horror reduction. This puts us in a great position for our next focus. Which is going to force us to discard cards, unfortunately. I could spend time to close call it. How much do we care? I think it's better. I just need the 1 result, so I think I'm going to discard my weak attack and short rest that I don't really need yet. That's going to spend 1, but that gets us into 3 dice. So now we're cooking. Let's walk. Get these people out of here. As much as I would love to get the 2 spaces and get back to the rock outcropping, I think I'm safe over here actually because it's not a named space. Unless I get one of those ones that directly hits me. So I think I'm just going to take the 1 movement. I'm just going to take the 1. We're going to save these people. I think we're going to take the horror reduction. In fact, we definitely are because a heart isn't going to help us yet. So that really secures our 3 dice and we're going to get 2 time back. We're going to potentially have a good buying phase here. And then I think we're going to scavenge and we're really hoping that we can maybe hit the higher level here to get our choice of 2. Because I really need some kind of weapon to give us a chance here, I think. Oh, that wasn't what we wanted to see. So I think this is where we do a close call to reroll everything. Although I'm giving up my ability to discard 2. But I think it's worth it. Like, I'm okay if I get 1 result. Oh, man, that was quite bad. Well, we've now put ourselves in a position we need to spend 2 again. Oh, man, this is going to be sad if I somehow miss out on this scavenge. So I was too greedy. Oh, I could have just taken it on the first one. Instead, we are stuck, and we're actually going to increase horror and lose the time. Well, that was a horrible scavenge attempt there, Kenzie. You know, you're scavenging outside the town. That's like scavenging 101 is go scavenge in the buildings or something. Should have known that the RNG gods were not going to be favorable upon that choice. So I went from having potentially a lot to spend to only 3. It was really quite brutal. Do we sprint? And there isn't even really a good thing to get with 3 because I either do 2 and waste 1. We don't really need distraction. We don't really need improvise unless we just like improvise to try to set up our walk to be better. But where are we even really trying to get? I mean, we got a long way to go to get to these people. We have to somehow save 1 more person. That's really the path is probably to this person, get up to that safe rock outcropping and then just get him out there. But I probably need to I guess I'm technically safe in the general store space because I think the sandworms prioritize the victims. So it would pick off a victim and save me. Could just be a jerk. But walk isn't going to get me there. So I'm kind of thinking, do I get a sprint and hope that I stay on the 3 dice here? Maybe we do. Okay, so we're just going to really... I'm hoping I stay with 3 dice and can just make some good movement here. We're going to have to try to scavenge again. That was pathetic. Quite pathetic. With that, we spent our 3... Well, we spent 2 and wasted 1. We are going to be at the hunter, who is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So he is going to go via the general store and pick off one of these. Has yet to go up because we have not encountered each other yet. And so then that is going to be the terror. Lots of ways to die out here. A rattlesnake appears. You may play action cards that inflict damage if you wish. Then if the rattlesnake is still alive... Well, seeing as I only have movement cards, I don't see this going well for me. I take 2 damage. I can defend as normal. I don't have any defense cards. So I'm going to lose 2 health. If I take any damage, Bloodlust goes up. Which whenever Bloodlust increases... Oh, but it's not because of inflicted damage, so that doesn't matter. And the rattlesnake slithers away. So I just got bit by a rattlesnake. We're alive. We should hopefully get a health back if we can save somebody, but I don't know that the path to that is particularly quick here, especially now that this killer went to the space I was planning on. I wonder if we instead play for this trailer park. Well, let's see what the sand snakes have to say about it, because maybe none of these victims are going to be around anymore. At the water tower. I think someone is at the water tower. Now, part of the risk here is if all these get picked off, I might be blocked out of my final ability, which would be sad. General store. Victim, me, minion, killer. If there hadn't been a victim there, I would have hit the killer. And one more of these, which actually, if this one's a victim, it won't. Actually, I'll get to choose. I'm technically supposed to look at all 3 and choose. And it does kill the one in the trailer park. So would I rather leave... Well, it was Water Tower General Store. I don't know that either of those are better for me. Maybe because it's going to take me 4 to get here. That's the same distance as this person, actually. And if I'm going to be all the way up there, I think we keep the water tower and let the trailer park die. Because I'm going to be up in that direction anyway. At least I think so. That strategy implies I'm moving like directly to him. Unless we just go to the rock outcropping. He won't be able to get to us, and then we run past him. That could make more sense. But we got a new round here, which we kind of got to decide. I think we do a walk, and if for some reason we hit the higher value and get 2, maybe we consider making a run for it. But if I just get 1, maybe we just chill in the rocks. We did just get 1. So I think I'm going to go 1 space, and I think I'm going to stop. We're going to play this conservative. We know he can't quite get to us unless he gets something unexpected. We are going to be getting back our weak attack, but the weak attack only does 1 damage, so it's not sufficient to get rid of one of those cybernetic parts. There's something to be said for like picking up a Furious Strike or something. But even then, you need the top value to do 2 damage. Like, it's really pretty hard to do 2 damage without a weapon. So I think instead we're going to pick up the Scavenge for 3. That leaves us with 2. So there's part of me that says guard. I'm down to 3 health. Who knows what's going to come up? I mean, a freaking rattlesnake bit me. I am safe from the sand snakes. I think it's prudent to take a guard. Just in case. Just in case. So with that, we've got his turn coming on a little closer to me, but not killing anybody. We've got terror. Intimidation mode active. He is going to target me and move directly to, well, get 2 movement. So come all the way to me and then do horror by 2, but no additional effect. Which I guess bodes nicely for me running for it. He'll be a little further away. I don't love the horror. I was liking being at 3 dice. And then we got our sand snakes, which we're like near the end of the pile. So actually it's going to be the last 3 cards, which one of these is going to be a reshuffle. Yeah, it's the last one. So we've got attacks the Jeep Trail. And then we've got attacks the Crossroads. And neither of those are occupied. And then after resolving, shuffle this card and all cards back into the deck. So nothing with the snakes. I can't remember if the Hunter, the Mark V, the 2 damages per turn or per phase. It doesn't carry over to subsequent phases. So if I hit him with a weak attack and then he got hit by a worm, it wouldn't get rid of a cybernetic part because it resets. So the worms really do not help me with this Mark V. However, we are in a new round, and we really are like making a run for it to get this guy out. That would be really big to unlock Kenzie's ability. We've got a scavenge as well, and a couple of focuses. Do I try to get to 3 dice, or do I just run for it and keep that all as insurance in case I roll 3s and 4s and need to just burn cards? It's tough. I guess I'm also okay if I just make it to this rock outcropping, which there's a pretty good chance I will. I'm gonna try to get I just really like staying up by those 3 dice. I think I'm gonna focus. That's gonna get us, let's see, we should have been at 6. That's gonna get us 1. Then we do another focus. Come on, don't make me burn cards. Okay. I don't think it's worth burning the cards for the extra time because I want them for my other actions. So I'm just going to take the 1 success, but that puts us at 3, which I'm a much bigger fan for now sprinting with 3 dice. Oh, beautiful. This is beautiful. So we're going to take a time, but I get 3 movement, which is going to be 1, 2, 3. And we could just walk our way out here. And I think we do. We're not going to have very much to spend. We're doing a lot of actions. Oh! Well, that was bad. That was, I mean, that's literally the worst roll I could have had. So, I either just burn 2 time and chill out here. I would get a walk next turn. But I'd be risking something happens that messes with this. Or I take the damage to move a space. I'd immediately recover it. I think I'm going to do it. So I am moving a space and taking a damage. However, I'm going to immediately get that health back. And then I'm going to immediately get my ability. Now, Kenzie's ability is that once during each planning phase, I can take all copies of a single action when I buy, which is quite good. I can get 2 sprints, I can get 2 guards. Alternatively, I could forfeit that and go for an ultimate die instead, which with 5 saved could either be the search, health, time, or movement die. I mean, honestly, the attack one would probably be the one that would really help me in this. I don't know that the other ones are going to be health. You can make an argument. I think her ability is going to be more useful. So we're gonna go with Kenzie's ability. Do we scavenge now? I think so. We're at 3 dice. We've got some cards to burn. Let's see if we can't get something. Okay, I think we discard the 2 to bump that. We are going to have nothing to spend, which is a little terrifying. I do have a guard left over, but we're going to get 2 random item cards from out of play and keep 1. Come on. Some kind of weapon is really what I'm asking for. A flare gun. 2 uses. The flare gun may only modify the weak action card if damage is dealt to the killer, reduce horror by 1. Alternatively, discard a tracking marker. Oh, that must be the actual marker. and all victims within 3 spaces move 1 closer to you. So really, this is just a when I weak attack, reduce horror, kind of cool. Oh no, it does an extra damage. It does do an extra damage. Okay, well that actually... It's a little confusing here because usually the usage tokens apply to using the weapon. And it's a little unclear whether... Because it says, alternatively, discard a tracking marker. So that makes it sound like the tracking markers are not for the normal attack. That's how I'm interpreting that. Or a first aid kit. Every time you use an action card to recover health, recover an additional health instead. Or an additional health on top of that. There's an argument to be made for the first aid kit because that really can make it more feasible to like get into a fight down the stretch here and be healing as we go. But we need a way to hurt them. And if I'm understanding the flare gun correctly, I can use it as much as I want as the gun. It's only if I want to do like the flare to bring victims that I have to spend a tracking marker. It just can only do the weak attack. I think we got to do that though, because that gives us a way to get rid of cybernetic parts, which is really what we need right now. So the first aid will go back in. If we scavenge again, maybe we'll find it. But I would say overall successful there. All we can get in our planning is a walk though. So we spent all our time. So Mr. Hunter is going to start doing what he does. Hunting me. He doesn't have his dark power yet because we just haven't fought much, and that's how he moves up the bloodlust. He's just gonna be moving along, going to the house. He could get hit by something. Actually, that's the other thing is having him alone. Although I keep saying that, but it's not useful with him because it can't. It'll be helpful with the Mark X if the sandworms come in. So with that, I think we're to terror. If we stay here, we will starve. If there are no victims on any of the rock spaces, discard this. That is going to be the case, because we only have 1 victim left, not on rocks. Move or be eliminated. It is targeting me and moving twice, which isn't going to be enough to get to me. Kill 1 victim in each space the hunter passes through, including its starting and ending spaces. That is nobody. Increase the bloodlust for each victim killed up to a maximum of 2 times. Okay, so he was just running through people to get to me, but there was nobody there. So we are okay. We just got some sand snakes coming. Dang it, attacks the house. Again, it wouldn't have mattered. I don't know how many times in this video I'm going to say, oh man, maybe the sand snake will get the Mark V. It doesn't matter. Sheep farm, really the only thing here is water tower, I think. Crossroads. Okay. New round. I suppose I should put some markers on my flare gun. Not that I anticipate using that ability. We only have a walk and a guard. We're still in 3 dice, though. Do we walk just to get away from this guy so that he doesn't hit me? We know Crossroads just got drawn, so we actually are like kind of safe if we go there. I think that's probably what we do. Or we let him hit us, we guard, which we would likely block. And then we're... Oh, but our flare gun can hit at range 1, so we're actually okay being not in his space. Okay, let's walk. Oh dear. That will be a failure. Do I take a damage to walk? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we just lose the 2. That's quite unfortunate. So we're going to go straight into planning. We're going to get all our zeros. I've got 4 to spend. Would love to buy something I could get 2 of. Sprint would be an example. Search would be an example. Close call is a less efficient example. Because what... We do want some ways to attack here, but flare gun can only do the weak attack. It's going to be a slow path here. Okay, this might be a little bit of an unconventional move here. But I'm kind of thinking scavenge again. And then we can buy close call and get both with Kenzie's ability. for just 4. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe it's the allure of, it could be a boat. I don't know what I'm getting from that. It could be a game-changing... Flare gun wasn't bad. But I just feel like we're still not in a great spot. I don't feel like the top items in these locations are particularly game-changing, so I would really have to dig in the decks even if I go to those. So I almost would rather... If I'm going to be digging anyway, I might as well dig in the deck over there. So that is the end of the planning phase. We go to him. He is making it to us. And he is... Let me verify that his bloodlust only goes up on damage. Correct. So if I block it all, it is not going to have bloodlust go up. So I think it's in my best interest to guard here. And it's only 1 attack, so even if I get the 1 success, I'll be okay. And I did. So that is going to block that. He's not going to learn anything from that. And I am going to the terror card. Have you seen this person? If there's no victims on the board, we discard it, but there is a victim on the board. And the hunter is going to go straight to them, presumably to ask if they've seen. For each victim in the hunter's space, time down and horror up. Okay, at least there's not a lot of people around. And it kind of gets it away from me. We're going to have sand snakes, trailer park, general store, electrical tower. Oh, no, water tower is what it would have been. So let's see, my guard. Yeah, I should stay here because that happened during the killer phase. So we are in a new round here. What are we doing? We're focusing to get back to 3 dice is what we're doing. They're going to make us work for it, though. Let's do a focus and a... Oh, we really want to use our weak attack. That's kind of the point here. We'll do a close call. So that is going to go down 1, but bump us back up here. I think I'm going to walk to these rocks and then shoot with my flare gun from the rocks. That's kind of my thought. Oh my gosh, these are terrible rolls. Do we just roll everything again? Or do we just discard 2? I think we just discard. Oh, I don't want to lose scavenge. You know what? Oh, it's painful. Because if I roll 2, if I reroll everything for 2 and then get it, I'm losing 3. I will not have much time left. Which I want to have at least 2 times so that I can double up with Kenzie's ability. So I think it's in my best interest to... I hate to do it, but is the short rest more important than the scavenge? It might be. We'll get scavenge back later. So we're doing 1 to move. Oh, I moved the wrong person. Pink and red are close in color. So I'm going to go to the rocks here. And I'm going to attack from there is my thought. I was hoping to have more cards, but I think we gotta take advantage of while we have weak attack. We just have to get a damage. It'll do an extra damage. That'll get rid of a cybernetic part. Okay, we got 2, so at least I'm not going to get hurt. So that is going to be 2 damage. If damage is dealt to the killer, we reduce horror. That is going to get rid of a cybernetic part, which is going to go off in a random direction. And it's going to come to Papa. So I can pick that up for a time, I believe. Which may be prudent because I'm going to need it later to revive him. So we might as well, while we have the chance. Let's pick up this cybernetic part, put it in our backpack. And at this point, we only have 2 left. That was what I said I wanted to have. So we're not going to short rest because it would risk losing time. So I'm going to get back a walk, and then I get 2 of something, although we might want guard because he's going to come right to us and attack us. And if I let him hit me, Bloodlust is going to go up. I don't think I want that. So I think I take guard. It's just a little sad because I'm not going to have any way to hurt him. But we'll kind of play this out here. I am worried because I think we're at the point that the Mark X could come out at any time. You know, we've been going pretty slow here. So things might ramp up is what I'm trying to say. The hunter is going to come straight to me. He's going to try to attack me. I am going to guard. I get 3 dice. I get an awful roll. Oh, guard, even if I literally fail, reduce by 1. Oh, to a minimum of 1. So it's still going to be 1. So I either trash everything and block it, or I get hurt 1 and he goes up on Bloodlust and gets his dark power. I think I block it. And next turn is just going to be a buy cards kind of turn. So we blocked it completely, although who knows what's going to happen here. Oh, wait, was that the... No, I haven't done it yet. Oh, and it is the Mark X. Oh, dear. Well, this... I mean, it's not the worst thing because... I mean, let's see how this plays out. So if the Mark V is the active killer, it immediately shuts down. Because I didn't kill it in time, the Bloodlust is going to increase to the top of the track, which I think triggers everything along the way, which is rather unfortunate because that is going to be a 4 horror and reveal a dark power. Oh, but the dark power does go to the ally card. So this is something I don't think I explained. When the Mark X comes out, this dark power actually becomes a power for the Mark V. So in our case, M134 minigun armament for the Mark V does an additional damage when attacking and has a range of 0 to 1. That is quite helpful. So that's going to slot under here. And let's see what else we got going on here. Any dark powers are inherited. It's interesting they say inherit. Maybe I was supposed to attack these before I did these. I'm not exactly sure. If the Mark X is not on the board, discard the remaining countdown tokens. Oh, I didn't read everything. Place any remaining cybernetic parts in his space. I mean, we're in a great position to just get cybernetic parts and repair him. Which we could use. I mean, we don't have cards. We might as well do that. Mark X is not on the board. We discard the countdown tokens and then draw a setup card and put the Mark 10 in the killer space, which is going to be down in the Jeep trail where I came on in. So here's our Mark X. Discard any remaining terror cards and reveal the finale. So this just sent us straight to the finale here, which is going to be termination mode active. The Bloodlust is not going to matter because we're already at full Bloodlust, but it's going to target me, move towards me with 3 movement, and attack twice at an attack of 5. That is awful. That's terrible. So, I mean, I'm going to need the Mark V. But then it's like, ideally I'd be running away and getting 3, but I don't have any cards this turn. This could be real quick. He's down here. Can he get to me with 3? I don't think he can. So we've at least got a turn to kind of sort things out here. Let's see what the Sand Snakes have to say. Maybe we'll get some help. Because that well, actually, Sand Snakes trigger in the killer phase. At the end of the killer phase. If I'm understanding Final Girl rules correctly, reviewing this is going to end the killer phase, which would imply that we don't do the Sand Snakes, I think. So that's back to my turn, which these were ones that Oh, I guarded. So those are still needing to get returned. Yeah, I think the play is pick up 3 cybernetic parts for 3 time. Let's see, what are we going to be getting back here? Walk. Because if he's going to make his way, he could go to the general store. That's actually probably the closest. So with just a walk, I'm not going to be able to get 3 spaces away. And actually, general store is really hard to get more than 3 spaces. It's almost 3 spaces to everything. I'd have to get to like the old road or something. Yeah, that might be like literally the only space that isn't 3 spaces from the general store. Well, so we kind of have to assume that we're going to be encountering him on the next turn. So is it worth it? I mean, we really got to get some good mileage out of our Mark V. But is it worth it to not have like any time to spend? Let's maybe do... Let's leave one here. And then do 2 of them. That'll leave me with 2 time because I really can get good bang for my buck with Kenzie's ability. So let's do 2 time because I have to spend time to also apply these. And let's hope we got nice ones. We got nothing and 2 health. So that is going to bring the Mark V into our play area, which will get a little tight here. And the way this ally works is he has like 4 actions he can do. And then it's like a cooldown track before he can do that action again. So as long as I have cubes, there's doing damage, move a space, reduce damage. He's going to have 2 health. If I add additional cybernetic parts here, I can get him higher, which I likely will want to do. But I want to save my 2 time here so that I can get something... sprints, probably. So I can run for my life is the short of it. And hopefully we can have the Mark V like work on killing him. I mean, especially with this ability that does an additional attack and has range. I mean, how long can we keep that going? I don't know. But we're going to get both sprints for 2. So at this point, I'm going to return some things. And actually, I could do something with him this turn, but I don't think I want to. Because I don't want him to get attacked either. So I think what's going to happen here is the 3 movement is going to go 1, 2, 3 to the general store. And can't attack me yet. Then we've got sand snakes. Which it's going to have a reshuffle here. Scrapyard. General store? Water tower. We might have already had general store. So we're going to have a reset of the sand snake deck. And it is going to be a new round. Now, do I have a weak attack? I do. I'm 1 away. I could hit him with my flare gun before I run for my life. But I think first we're going to pick up the cybernetic part and apply both. Because now's kind of our time to do it. And that's going to give another 5 health to our good friend. I don't even have enough to mark that right now. I'm actually going to mark it with those tokens. So Mark V's looking beefy, which is what we're going to need here. Now, my plan is to run for my life, but I also could stay in his space because I can choose with an ally, I can choose for him to take the hit. But it is a double attack of 5. I mean, that's going to, even if I reduce it, it's going to burn through him so quick. But let's go ahead and take a shot at our friend here with the flare gun. Oh, we don't get 3 anymore because he sent our horror way down. It's a little unfortunate. But let's do it. 1, we're going to take a damage. We're going to hit, which maybe that was a bad idea. We are going to do 2 damage, though, which is going to get rid of this. Then we can have our Mark 5. He's just like guaranteed damage. So I'm going to do 2 at a range of 1, and he does an additional damage. So he's just machine gunning him for 3. But this is where it gets tricky. Because with 3 movement, it can get almost anywhere. I would have to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would need so much movement to get to that safe space, is what I'm trying to say. I have sprint, walk, but we're not rolling 3 dice right now. So assuming he can get to us, we probably don't want to be alone. Because it's targeting me specifically. It would pick me over the victim. So I probably want to be with the Mark 5. So that I don't die. Because even with a guard, I mean, I only have 2. Which I could pick up both guards for just 2. Yikes, this is pretty bad. I think is the short answer. I hit him with the weak attack, didn't I? I did. When I did that, the flare gun should have moved this. Which does raise the question, should I use my 2 focuses to try to get here, have 3 dice for my guards? Though if I'm even trying to guard, I'm really potentially dying. But if I let him take 2 hits, he would take 4 and then 5. That would be all his health. Well, we may have to take a big risk here. We may have to take a big risk. Is it better to double focus to get to 3 dice, or is it better to hold on to the focuses to be extra cards that I could discard in the case of 3s and 4s? Or spend them for time directly. I do think we want to keep our sprints and walk so that once he's to our space, then we can, if we can go 4 spaces and keep the Mark 5 alive, we could buy a turn. So I think everything's playing for me to be able to guard once successfully. But successfully does mean I need a double success. Because it's 5 attack, and I only have 2 health. Yeah, I guess if I hadn't gotten hurt, it still wouldn't have mattered with 5. So I really need to increase the odds of me getting a double success. So I probably want both close calls. And we only have 3 to spend. Okay, here's the deal. We're keeping all our cards. We're going to buy a guard, and we're going to get both close calls with Kenzie's ability. That's my 3. And we know we're going to because we've got to keep Mark 5 alive. He's our firepower. So he's going to take 1 hit. I'm going to have to survive a hit. If I don't survive it, we're going to be down to my last health, and so be it. But we are headed now into the killer phase. Is going to target me and come directly to us in the rock outcropping. We're all very safe from the sand snakes. So, attack number 1. Actually, I should get attacked first. Because if for some reason I fail and it goes to this and I recover health, it would end the phase, and then our Mark 5 wouldn't have taken any damage. Because we can't make the play of sacrificing the Mark 5. I just am not strong enough to finish this on my own. So we are going to guard here, and we need to get a double success. But I only have 2 dice. Basically, I'm going to re-roll any 1 die with close calls that's a 1 or 2. Anything 3 or 4, I've got the cards to convert. So come on. Just not 1s and 2s. We just don't want 1s and 2s. Okay, we got a 4, so I'm going to have to do a close call to re-roll the 2. Oh my gosh, this is just going to burn through everything. Okay, I'm going to do everything but my sprints because my whole plan is to be able to sprint far enough away. But this just got a whole lot harder. But that is going to save my life by ignoring all damage. Then the second attack, we're going to have the Mark 5 reduce it by 1. Oh, and he does 1 damage back. I didn't realize that. I don't think that applies his effect. Because that's not considered attacking, I don't think. So that is going to hurt him 4, right? So he's going to be down to 3. Let me grab another heart here. Which means he can't really take another hit even with the reduce, unfortunately. But it is going to do a damage to the hunter. And that's going to be that. Now we've got sand snakes, which is really only poor water tower man, right? Because we're all safe. Old road. Shuffle. Attacks my space unless I'm in the rocks. I've managed to be in the rocks both times that came up. Okay. These are going to... So that's the other thing is the Mark 5 can't attack every turn. I have a cooldown here. So this is tricky. I gotta like buy some time here. And we only have our 2 sprints with no... We're not in 3 and we have no ability to change 3s and 4s. Pretty bad situation. So, the play is that I need to somehow successfully sprint twice. Just a 1 success would get us 4 movement. We could get far enough away that he can't get to us. That probably looks like Trailer Park or Mountain Pass or Old... Oh, was I saying Old Road was 4 away from General Store? I was missing the fact that these are like directly connected. So General Store may truly be 3 spaces from everything. Okay. So I need to get... So Trailer Park is really maybe one of the only places, right? Or Sheep Farm. Which maybe I want to be at Sheep Farm for purposes of like searching. Okay. I mean, a lot just hinges on me being able to get away here. So let's see if the first one's successful. I need a natural success. And we got it. Which is going to be 1 for 2 spaces. So I think we'll go this way. So yeah, Trailer Park is actually even within 3. So Sheep Farm is really where I need to get. Or Jeep Trail. But Sheep Farm seems better, just in case I search or something. It's also closer to a rock. So, I mean, it really comes down to me sprinting again. Come on, baby. Natural success. We got it. 1 natural success on both. So we made our fortunate run to the sheep farm. That is going to mean that the killer cannot reach us. The killer is going to get to Old Road or the rock outcropping. When it's equidistant, I usually just roll randomly for it. We definitely don't want the Mark 5 to be in the space of the killer. So we don't want to be in one of these spaces, but I want to be going that direction. So I think we're going to do a move to get the Mark 5 to the electrical tower. It's going to be a little unfortunate, though, if he goes this way, but I don't think there's any way I can get around that. Because if I bet on this way, then it's the same situation the other way. So, we've got some tough things going here. But we do have 4 to spend. We're going to get a weak attack back. 4 to spend. What is our play? Like we could get a double distraction, which would really help with us getting our dice back up, which would likely stay up for the rest of the game. With him stopping 1 away, I can take a shot with the flare gun. The main problem is I'm going to have to run for my life again, but I should have a turn to get sprints back. So is distraction the best one for me to get with Kenzie's ability? Unless I could get double search. How good is the sheep farm? It would protect me from sand snakes, but I could potentially get something else. I think it's just too good, though, to get to my 3 dice. I think it really is. And a double distraction likely gets me there. Unfortunately, that means that's all I'm getting. But I'm guaranteed to not get attacked. I think I'm going to do that. Is it wise? I don't know. Leave in the comments below whether that was wise. But let's see what we got here. On the turn here is going to go here, and it's got equal 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say left is odd, right is even. That is what I wanted, was odd, so that he goes to here. Okay, that was favorable, because now the Mark V is positioned to be able to get an attack here. We have nothing here. We're going to have sand snakes. We've got the electrical tower is going to hurt our Mark V. That's annoying. But so be it. We've got the crossroads, which is nothing, and we've got Jeep Trail, which is nothing. Then our Mark V is going to cool down, which is going to get 3 of these back. And we got a new round. Okay. We know for sure, absolutely, Mark V is attacking at distance here. This is huge that we got this ability, because that's going to do 3 damage. We are slowly getting through this here. Then it's tough. It's tough. Because oh no, I'm not going to have a turn to sprint. Like, this is the turn it's getting to me. And I'm definitely not getting far enough away. So one option is I move into this space. I move the Mark V into the space so that the Mark V can take a hit for me. But then the Mark V's done. Okay, well, whatever we do here, I think we distraction to try to get up. I think we got to play pretty aggressive here. I think we distraction to get up, and hopefully we can get up to 3 dice. Oh, dear. That wasn't it. That was not what we needed. Short rest isn't really going to help us that much. The only way would be as if I get the full 2 to get to 4 health, and then guard with a 2 would save my life, which actually might be what saves my life. We do need to discard 2 here, but then I don't get the walk, and the walk was kind of necessary if I want him to take a hit for me. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So I kind of need Mark V to take a hit for me, because otherwise I'm completely at the mercy of this. So that means I need to keep walk. I wanted to keep weak attack so I can get a hit with my flare gun. I want to keep short rest because that's what's going to allow me to guard, so I don't have another card to discard. So what do I do here? I have to discard something. I can't afford to lose 4 time. We could say let's just lose 2 time and just accept that we're not going to get to 3 dice. Which we're probably not getting to 3 dice at this point. So maybe that's the play. Preserve all my cards. We go down to 2, which is enough to get a double guard. We're still planning on doing some actions, though. Okay, we're going to risk it. We're going to take the fail effect here to move down 1, lose 2 time. Oh, but my walk is going to take a time. So we really can't afford to lose the time. And so I think my Mark V is going to die, though. So I feel like I have to be aggressive. But if I don't short rest, I'm going to have to get a doubled success on the guard. Golly, the decisions. The decisions. Okay, we're going to get rid of distraction, and I think we're going to get rid of our weak attack. So that's going to get our horror reduced, and we gain a time. We need to move into the space of the killer. Oh my gosh, and we failed. It was a 1. So I need to move. So that is going to be... So we should have gotten rid of the rest, honestly. But we didn't. So that is going to take 2 time and a health to move us a space. We are going to move the Mark V into the space. We're Showdown in the old road. It's like the good, the bad, and the ugly here. I have 3 to spend, and I think I am going to get an extra die now for being on my last health. And I think we're going to take guard. Well, do we take a retaliate? No, we don't have enough. We take guard. Kenzie's ability gets us another guard. We get a close call. All right. This is tricky. And we get these, which could be crucial for, discarding. So, here's the deal. 2 attacks are happening. I'm sorry, Mark V, you got to take one of them, and there's no way he's going to survive it. So that is going to be the end of our ally. He did help a lot. I was hoping to get more out of him, though. Really a sad ending there. And then it's going to be me. Although, again, same as last time, we should do me first. Because if for some reason it comes down to this and I don't block it, it could end the phase and we could keep the Mark V, which could be all the difference in the world. I believe he had 3. I believe we had, dang it. He moved a space. I think this was 1 away and he had just attacked. Something like that. Okay, so we'll do me first. We are guarding. We get 3 dice. Come on, buddy. Okay, we are going to survive this. We're going to survive this. We don't really need a walk because it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. We'll keep a focus. So we're going to do these 2. That's going to ignore all damage. Then we're going to let our guy die. So he still died. But it was wise. In case I flipped that health token, we could have potentially kept him, which maybe that would have been the best case scenario. But so be it. Okay. That is going to bring us to the sand snakes, which unfortunately I think I am the priority to get hurt here. So watch this be how I lose this now. It's going to attack my space and it's going to pick me. Literally a sandworm. Can I guard against a sandworm? Cannot be attacked, killed, or otherwise interact with you other than you may use reaction cards. Do I have... Oh, I have a second guard because of Kenzie's ability. So basically, I'm going to guard to try to save my life here. Oh, and it's going to force me to burn cards. That is just brutal. Let's see, I should be at 6 time here. I could re-roll the whole thing for 2. Arrest is not really going to help me here. It's not going to be the game changer. So we're going to discard both these, reduce by 2, save my life from the snake. That was just what, the second one? So help me. Okay, scrapyard. We're alive. We're alive for the time being. We only have 1 card here. And our Mark V is gone. I mean, we are so in terrible shape. Because we're going to we'll focus to try to get to the extra dice. So it's going to be 1 time to get here. So, I mean, we're at a point where we're rolling 4 dice, but like, what is our plan here? We're going to get a walk and a weak attack. Like, both my guards are gone. I'm going to get a retaliate, but I'm getting attacked twice. So we, no matter what, are going to be at the mercy of this. So maybe we don't even get the retaliate. We just say, okay, that'll end the phase. If he gets that, let's get sprints so that next time we can run for our lives after taking a shot at him with weak attack. So we can get that for just 2 because of Kenzie's ability. For 3, I mean, what is our play here? Like, weak attack helps us a little bit. Hope he gets hit by worms. Is that our strategy? It's going to buy me like 1 turn. Man, I have, what, 3 to spend? I'm confused on what's happened here. All that was during the killer phase. So I only did 1, then I spent the 2. 3, I mean, I could search. Like, is one of the places I could run to is the bunker. 1, 2, I'd have to get 5 to get to the bunker. But the bunker isn't really going to help me. And I mean, I could dig lower in the... I can't quite pick up the retaliate, which is too bad. Honestly, scavenge. I mean, it's scavenge. I think we have to try to get something that could help us here. So we are going to have close call, focus, short rest, guards. Okay. We're in not good shape. Now, I can get a double guard next time and we'll be rolling a lot of dice. There is like a chance I could block fully twice, but not a good chance. It is going to be... Wait, what is happening right now? I'm like completely lost in what phase I was buying things, right? But I'm in the space with him. How was I surviving this? What was the plan? Did I say something that made any sense? Because all I did was focus. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. The plan is to let him hit me. So all of this strategizing is already a long shot because it requires me to have health left. So we're about to find out. It could be over now. We were getting attacked in Old Road. Do we survive? We do not. We do not. And honestly, even if we had, it was going to be a long shot. We were going to be, running away, hopefully buying a turn, scavenging, getting a couple of guards. What would we have scavenged? We'd get the option of 2. Is there anything here that would have just like changed the whole thing? Household chemicals. Action phase, choose your space in an adjacent space, roll a die and deal damage equal to the result to everybody in the space. I mean, that's the type of thing we needed, honestly. And I likely would have gotten a weak attack here. Or a scoped rifle, which is a 2 damage from range and can be used to range of 4 if you're on a boulder. I mean, probably still would have died. But there would have been a chance. Could have got to the bunker, had a holdout. He just... With 5, basically doing 10 attack, it's so hard to hold that off. I would have been rolling 4 dice with the guards, though. I mean, it would have been interesting to see, but alas, it was not meant to be. And poor Kenzie finds her grave in Old Road. And that is the end of our game. Tough loss. If you stuck through all of that, I applaud you. It was another long one. Been having some, long Final Girl games here. Maybe it's because when I'm narrating more out loud, I weigh more options and take longer to make my decisions, but hopefully not too long that it was still enjoyable to watch. We've got other videos here you could check out as well. We'll see you in the next one.